Okay, this is a fast way to connect braided line to fluorocarbon without having any of the issues with it hanging up in rod guides. Nice smooth connection. I'm using two big pieces of cord here just to show we're going to tie a double uni-knot. Let me show you real quick how to tie that. This is not a video on how to tie a double uni. It's how to make that double uni-knot where it's real smooth for transition casting. You don't get any foul-ups in your cast. But double uni is very simple. When you tie it to braid, I prefer to tie the braid first onto the monofilament. Let's say that this green line is the braid. You just make a loop. I do with the braid, I do 4 or 5 wraps. Tighten that braid first around the monofilament. And you can put a lot of wraps on it. And the braid is the easiest way to work when you tie it first. After you've got the braid tied on there, then wrap the monofilament. Pretend that this pink line is the monofilament. If it's heavy, fluorocarbon and stiff, maybe 20 to 30 pound test or so, I only put about 3 wraps in there. That's adequate. It's not going to break. Cinch it down like so, and the 2 knots jam together, and that's your basic uni-knot. Okay? Where the issues come in is trimming these tag ends, and I'm going to show you a uni-knot that I've tied with fluorocarbon to braid in just this position so that we can see how to make the best tie to keep it real slick going through your rod guides. But this is essentially the uni-knot I'm going to show you connected from braid to a fluorocarbon leader and what we do next. Okay, we've got to this point, and this is a double uni-knot. It's tied with braid to, I think it's a 10-pound braid, very fine, and it's tied to 25-pound test fluorocarbon leader, which is a pretty similar realistic fishing situation, tying fine braid to pretty stout fluorocarbon. And this is where the problem can arise, because these tag ends have got to be really tight to the knot when you cut them, or it's going to hang up in the rod guides. And that makes for all kinds of problems casting, both with spinning and bait casting tackle. And what I've found is I use 2 tools. I use clippers, regular standard nail clippers on the monofilament or fluorocarbon, and then scissors on the braid. And that they must be done that way. It's a little extra step. One of the reasons I've opted for this route is a lot of guys use a short leader when they're using fluorocarbon or mono with braid, because they don't want this knot going into their rod guides, because when they make a cast it's causing problems. So they want a 6 or 8 inch maximum leader. Well, I go just the opposite. I like a 4 or 5 foot leader so I can keep trimming it and changing lures and no problems through the course of a couple days of fishing without having to retie like this all the time. And the way I've eliminated that problem with the guides is by using clippers and scissors for this knot. So here's the monofilament. You can't cut monofilament close enough with scissors to not create a tag end, and it's the tag end clip that causes the problems in guides. So I clip it as close as I can get it, just like that, really tight. Now clippers will not work on braid, so I keep a pair of little scissors in my tackle box, and I just clip it like so. Clipping the braid really close isn't that big a deal, because the braid is very flexible and bends over during the cast. Now, that's pretty good in itself, but you can see how much bigger the fluorocarbon is, and it still creates kind of a bump or a knot. And recently I've tried to come up with something that would make it smooth going through the guides. I tried the old Pliabond way, and that was okay. I tried liquid electrician's tape, and that was okay. But what I found was it just really doesn't matter. You're just trying to slick it down. So I've just tried putting a drop or two of a crazy glue on it. And all that does, it's not making the knot any stronger. It's just making it so it's slicker when it goes through the rod guides. And it dries very, very fast. And that's essentially it. Once again, the glue doesn't make the knot any better. That's not the purpose of it. That knot's not coming out. The double uni-knot is as tough as any knot that there is, tied correctly. But with that little bit of crazy glue on there, it makes it slick. That little tag end of braid doesn't mean anything because it bends right over, unlike the monofilament. And that way, that knot, I can fish that knot for, right on until it's almost a nub down, and then I'll cut it off, start all over again. So that's it. I think it probably make fishing a little bit easier, and don't be afraid of using longer leaders with fluorocarbon. I think it's a good way to go. Fluorocarbon is tough, and it's invisible to fish, and probably the best type of leader material anybody could be using.